Welcome back to the Embodiment Made Simple series. Just a reminder, there is something of a progression in all of these clips, so it can be really helpful to start from the beginning of them, though you'll locate them all in the YouTube platform. They're short, but they do ask you to actually practice the skills that I'm outlining in them. So don't be deceived by the simplicity of these skills. You really have to be doing these practices and not merely watching them and taking in the concepts. This whole business of being embodied is very much about the experience and not about the concepts. So in this clip, I want to talk about the body moving, what some people might call kinesthetic awareness. Again, this is a relatively simple concept. We all know the body moves, but how aware or intentional are you when you're moving? This area is also one where we tune into that proprioceptive awareness I mentioned way early on. Whether you're sitting, standing is actually best. If you're going to practice this, perhaps start just by, say right now, let's do a little just raising the arms beside the body and just lowering them, just gently and intentionally. And as you do so, maybe allowing the in-breath, so the out-breath is going as the arms come down to help motivate that. So breathing in. So just noticing, really being internally with the body in movement. And noticing the whole body moving. It's not just the arms, is it? So much more is at play here. Keeping awareness fully in the body as you're doing all of this. And what do you notice about the feelings or energy and sensations as the arms just simply move up and then gently return down? And when you stop, what do you now notice? Is there still a sense of slight movement? Is there a tingling? Is there a kind of energy in the shoulders or the body in some place? Is there still that ongoing sense of something happening? So another thing that you can do is just start walking on the spot. Or if possible, even walking a little distance. That's actually quite a good way to do it. And make sure you're doing so slowly and intentionally at first. Well, at least at the beginning. When you do this kind of body in motion, what we're really working on, it's not an exercise class or something. It's actually about developing awareness. So you need to be slow so you can really tune in to the fine motor movements that are going on in there. The sort of volitional, intentional movements inside your whole inner process as well. And also, when you're slower, you get a sense of the whole range of contact. So if it's feet, you can get a sense of the feet as they roll down on the ground, or maybe you're going toes to heels in there. And then when you stop that, what do you now notice? So this is all important information that we can notice when the body's literally in motion. And what happens when you actually stop? These feelings of there are still flows of energy and neurotransmitter flows and nerve system flows and all that sort of stuff still going on in there. And what you're doing is tuning in your awareness, your internalized awareness, this proprioceptive and interoceptive awarenesses to the actual functions and dynamics and the energetic flows of the body itself. So slow, intentional walking is actually a very powerful way to meditate, and it's used in many Buddhist traditions. So that's one way you can begin to work with it. If you're going to go, say, take a walk, make sure that you're not just sort of externally focused in the whole walk and outside of your body, because that's very easy to do. We can be very captivated by the environment. It's wonderful. Of course, the environment's always impacting our whole state and our cognitive processes and so forth. But this is a practice that's about the internalized awareness of the body, whether it's in a context, an environment, whether it's in motion, whatever it might be doing. Awareness of the body moving in space and time in its environment. So other ways you might want to explore some of this piece of work and develop your embodied awareness in this area can be particularly slower forms of yoga. Exercise forms like Tai Chi and Qi Gong are also fantastic. And also, if you are drawn to dance, being in any kind of freeform dance is really good. Very structured dances, like dance forms like classical ballet, tend to be less helpful for developing this kind of awareness, perhaps a little bit earlier on. But there are other forms like Gabriel Roth's 5 rhythms or movement meditation and so forth that are also really helpful for this. So, over to you.